Hi everybody, welcome back. It's me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and today, as you guys can see by the title, we're going to go ahead and do some deep fried pig feet my way. Now, I can't be like the normal person, I don't know, and just do it according to the recipe. So, with that being said, what we're going to start with is, I'm doing a small amount of pig feet, so I mean this may be a couple of pounds or something like that. But I like mine to be cut, because I don't like to where the toe be. I don't like that part. That's scary to me. So anyway, I like to get mine cut down like this by the butcher into basically like little quarters. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're going to need. And so we're going to go ahead and start by getting some kosher salt on there to kind of do like a natural tenderizing agent. And so let's go ahead and get started on the seasonings and prep. Okay guys, so the question may arise about like how do you go about washing your your pig feet? In order for me to prep, and I recommend this, to prep the pig feet, the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and soak them. You want to soak them for probably an hour before it's time to, add any seasonings like that. Okay, so you want to soak them real good just in some water that is about room temperature, or if it's cold, let it soak them long enough, so a couple hours for it to come to room temperature. The reason why I say room temperature, because it allows for you to really get in there and get any of the bone fragments and the sawdust from the bones off of there, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is turn them all in one direction. So they are going to be upward, meaning skin side down, okay? Because I'm going to season the skin a little bit differently than I season the inside of the meat. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is be very generous with my kosher salt. And the reason why is because, like I mentioned before, it's going to kind of tenderize the meat. And with the next step that we're going to take, which is we're going to put them into the pressure cooker. Anyway, just trust me, it's garlic powder. And so this goes on the inside. And the reason why we're doing it like this is because we're going to have it to where the flavor will be a little bit different to where you're doing, you're like layering your flavors versus just you go right in and the flavor's the same on the outside and inside. We'll talk more about that in other videos. And so then the next thing that we're doing is some garlic salt. And we're not going to be real liberal with the garlic salt because we have already added kosher salt, but the garlic salt has a different flavor than garlic powder. Don't know exactly why, but it just does. So then we'll do some black pepper. We're going to be generous enough with that. And make sure that after they have been washed that they have been patted dry and strained off so no excess water is on them. Okay, and so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be generous with our onion powder. Onion powder, not onion salt. We're just going to be real generous with that. And for color, we're going to add some paprika. So we're going to be real liberal with that paprika because we want that golden color upon deep frying it. So right now you should be looking beautiful. Right about like that. Nice and colorful is per se what you want. So then you want to flip them over at this point to where the skin side, which is going to be the tough side or the toughest part of these, you want to go ahead and get those flipped over so that we can prep those now. The prep on the skin side, like I said, is going to be different. Now, some people may judge me for what I'm going to do, but you know, hey, do it or don't, it's up to you. I'm going to add some meat tenderizer because I want to get that skin as tender as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go in with some kosher salt for the tenderizing properties that it offers up. And we'll go ahead and do a little bit of accent. Because we know these are not going to be the easiest meat, you know, to flavor. And then after that, do a little black pepper. I'm going to do some paprika on the outside as well. So notice we didn't do all the same flavors that we did on the inside of that meat. And you'll see why. Once you taste it, once you do it yourself at home, you will really get why it is very important to layer the flavors of your meats. Especially like your steaks and your pork chop like that. But this is what it should look like right there. So here's where the fun part comes in. You will now allow this to go ahead and rest for a whole 45 minutes to an hour. You will not touch it or anything. What's going to happen is this is going to become like a marinade, but it's not even a rub. It's just a very dry marinade. And what's going to happen is these flavors will penetrate this these pig feet. It's going to penetrate them to allow them to get tender and flavorful from the outside in and vice versa. What we have done is added like 5 cups of water to our insert for our Instapot slow cooker. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our pig feet in there. Now at this point they have taken on all that good flavor that has, you know, just settled into the meat itself. And we're just going to do a very little bit of chicken bouillon, about a half a teaspoon is all. We're going to go ahead and place this into our Instapot, or it's like a knockoff Instapot, right? We're going to go ahead and get that going on the meat setting for this one. Now this is a Faberware. Okay, so if you guys can see that, that is a Faberware style. And then I'm going to just make sure that we let that cook for, we're going to do about pressure cook for about 30 minutes. And we're going to do a natural release, meaning we're not going to let the all of the steam out ourselves. It'll just sit there until it's ready to open. Okay guys, so now we're going to do the fun part, which is the deep fry of our piggy feet. Okay, so your pig feet should be looking like this. Okay, so they're done, but they're not to where they're just falling apart off the bone, because that is not what we're going for, because we want them to stay you know, kind of together as far as being intact with that bone. So anyway, we'll just go ahead and make sure you're picking them up one by one and putting them down in your really hot grease, about 3/4 of the way up your pot, to make sure that they are immersed. And you want to do the bone side down, because the sticky side, the skin side can be kind of sticky. And we don't want that getting stuck to the bottom of the pot, because One thing is, this is not one of my best pots. I guess I got lazy, didn't feel like finding a really favorite pot. But needless to say, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and get them in there and let them deep fry. And you don't want to overcrowd your pan, you know. So you want to do a little by little. And then make sure you kind of give them a little move around as you put them in there so that they are not stuck to the bottom of that pot. So you'll let them go ahead and fry on about medium-high heat. In the meantime, you want to have a strainer ready. Now this paper towel is really optional. The reason why I didn't just lay them on paper towel alone is because I don't want them sticking to the paper towel, because the pig feet are kind of sticky just based on all of that fat that is in, or that is on them, okay? So we'll let them fry. Like I said, we're doing about medium-high heat. Let them get nice and crispy. And just really good and delicious. So, I mean, it'll take you a cool few minutes. What, about 5 minutes? About 5 minutes. Let them fry for about 5 minutes. So this is considered a deep fry. Whenever your oil covers your meat or whatever you're frying, your vegetable or whatever, excuse me, that's considered deep frying the vegetables. So we're going to let that continue to deep fry. And just kind of see how that is looking. Moving them around just slightly. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and remove the first batch. Now you can go ahead and cover these up, you know, in some, maybe like some flour or such like that, but you know, that's really up to you. Now that's when the low carb goes away. That's when the low carb exits stage of. I'm going to show you how those go. It should be looking right about now. We're just going to go ahead and drop some more down in there. Alright everybody, so here we are. We have a taste tester. Her name is Tati, and you have seen her before, I'm sure. So she will be testing a piggy foot. That's your kind of hot sauce you want?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Okay. Let me get you a fork, ma'am. You want a fork, or you just want to pick it up?
Fork, please.
I don't think it's nothing to be proper about. But anyway, go on and give it a taste to the people.
Okay, I was.
Let them people, you see them people right there? Them. Is it good? What does it taste like?
Good. It has a great flavor. Listen. And it is really good.
You make that look good. Dang. You make that look good. Let me go and taste one. I don't really like Tabasco hot sauce. I'd nudge it in there. Let me see here. Y'all. That's good. That's real good. That's really good. It's actually really good.
Has a great flavor.
Let
me get biting yours. You're making it look good.
That is good. Anyway, y'all. That's how you do it. Thanks for watching. God bless.
Hey.
That's good.